Hey guys, my name's Alan Biggers. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time, I've got new videos out every Tuesday and Friday, ranging a whole bunch of different topics and my thoughts on them. Today's video is all about Elon Musk, Twitter, the back and forth of it all, and let's just jump in. All right, if we look at just the timeline of this, before we even get into the big issues that are happening, back in March, Elon Musk had said that he wanted to purchase about 9%, 10% of Twitter stock. He wanted to own a large portion of this multimedia, company. And they went back and forth. There were SEC issues and there were claims of it being mainly bots and all this junk. And eventually he secures this deal in October that he purchased the entire company, not the 9.2%, but the entire company for $54.20 per share, roughly $44 billion in this company. October 26, Elon walks into Twitter headquarters as the new owner CEO, holding a kitchen sink, saying he's going to completely change how Twitter works in the new, what he calls Twitter 2.0. Okay? And honestly, there's been some pretty big changes already. The first one are the layoffs. So, I don't want to misconstrue anything. Some of these numbers are estimates, guesstimates at best, but there has been a rough estimate of both layoffs and people quitting of about 3,500 to 3,700 people, and that's about half of the workforce at Twitter. This goes from top to bottom, engineers, marketing, branding, all of it, people quitting or being fired. Now, Elon has offered 3-month severance if they didn't want to keep working there and building a breakthrough Twitter 2.0. Okay, so that's already a huge change, but you might think to yourself, why? Why get rid of so many workers who might have been there for a long time? Elon claims that Twitter's going bankrupt, that they're losing more money, that they're just bleeding money. And so the first thing that he does is he goes private. He delists the company's stock off the public stock exchange, and it's an interesting play because now he doesn't have to make as many reports. He doesn't have shareholders to look to. It's just him. He's kind of the big dog, and there's a board there, and he gets to kind of make the decisions. Very similar to how he runs Tesla. Very similar to SpaceX. Very similar to a Boring Company. These big financial institutions that seem shady at times, but hey, Elon's in charge, and things seem to be working. The biggest issue of it all, the craziest thing of it all, has been the verification, and I'm sure you've seen that. There's been a subscription for a while called Twitter Blue, where you got some extra add-ons, some creator tools, things like that. And now what they've added to Twitter Blue is verification. That little check mark saying you are who you are, or this brand is really them, or being able to hold it over everyone else that you're verified, good for you. But now, instead of a team reaching out to you at Twitter, the verification team following you, and you getting verified, it's I can pay $7.99, $8 a month to get that check mark. I can look like anyone else. I can have my account be verified. And it's made for some, I think the easiest way to say this would be interesting or crazy issues. A couple weeks ago, a pharmaceutical company named Eli Lilly had a parody, not a parody, but an imposter account tweet from a major pharmaceutical company. It made it look like them that insulin was going to be free at their company. If you don't know, insulin is something that type 1 and type 2 diabetics use to help regulate their blood sugar and is very expensive. It is a necessary ingredient in keeping diabetics alive, and it is very hard to get, but that is a completely different video. But Eli Lilly, this fake account, tweeted as them saying it was going to be free. Within that day, Eli Lilly's stock dropped 5% and closed at 4% loss, which is hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars just gone because of this verification system and people using it in this manner. In fact, Eli Lilly, the actual company this time, had to tweet out saying, "We apologize to those who have been served a misleading message from a fake Lilly account." But that's it. That's all they said. We look at Nintendo, that there were some crude pictures of some of their characters posted on accounts that looked like Nintendo accounts. We see people like Doja Cat, who thought it would be funny to change her name to Christmas, and when they started cracking down on these fake accounts, that now they couldn't change their name. Doja Cat tweeting out to Elon saying, "Hey, I don't want to be Christmas forever." They fix it. She changes her name to Fart. There's just been all of these crazy things that have been happening. And it's all because Elon wants to change things. He wants to change how Twitter has been used. And this verification thing won't be the last thing he does. He wants to get into some content moderation, it seems like, what's on the app itself. If you haven't been on Twitter before, a lot of it is just trolls. A lot of it's people behind a fake account tweeting out mean, awful things. That's not all of Twitter by any means. But I don't think his content moderation in the couple weeks that he's been CEO has changed anything. In fact, when Elon said that he wanted to get into Twitter in the first place, is that he wanted to make it a place for free speech. That he wanted to make it a place where, you could share your opinions. And my civics students would be able to tell you, most of them, my hope for those of you that are watching this right now, is that they'd be able to tell you that the First Amendment protects you and your speech, and mainly your opinion, as long as you're not hindering the rights of other people. Not all words are protected. As many Americans maybe watching this video might think, not all of your words are protected. Not all the things you say behind closed doors are protected behind the First Amendment. You don't have the right to say whatever you want. You have the right to your opinion as long as you're not hindering other people in our Constitution in public settings. Of course, on a private website, on a private account, you don't have that. You don't have those protected rights outside of a public setting. And Elon is saying that he wants to be this place of free speech. But when we really look at it, when people start scrutinizing against Elon, they haven't really had that free opinion. Some of these are rumors. Some of them seem to be true, of employees at Twitter being fired over criticism, at people being banned off of the website itself based off of criticism against Elon. It doesn't seem like a whole lot of free speech. But did we always believe what the billionaire was going to say? This isn't the first time that a billionaire has jumped in on a media source, and it definitely won't be the last. Bill Gates, he contributes to millions of dollars of investing and just donations to major media sources in the United States and abroad. Jeffrey Bezos has owned the Washington Post since 2013. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook. I mean, that's where so much misinformation is spread and news, right? So Elon Musk getting Twitter, in fact, out of all of those things, is probably the smartest. It's not your traditional news source. It's not an outdated one like a newspaper or something like New York Times or Huffington Post or Fox News. He's looking at the next couple generations and saying, look, they're not getting their news sources from that. They're not getting these things. Like many of us, including myself, when I see something crazy happen or I hear something, one of my students saying something, I go to Twitter. I check Twitter. I say, hey, is this real? What are people actually in this place saying? Are there any videos that have already been posted? And Elon getting into Twitter just makes sense. What we consume, this media, is being regulated by people who may be causing the problem. And this is not me saying I'm anti-capitalism. This is not me saying any issues about that. I just think it's important that we look at who's regulating our media. Twitter shouldn't be the place where you get all of your media. It shouldn't be the place where you get all of your news. I think it's important as people that we can consume news and not let it completely affect who we are. That we shouldn't look at one news source, one headline, and not think about the fact that this is probably a private company, that they're making money off these clicks, that the videos and pictures accompanied with it may not even be from the event that they're talking about. And I'm not saying to look at the world in a pessimistic mindset, but be realistic. If you see something that is completely almost tailored to what you believe, make sure that what you're looking at is the truth, because the truth of life is that it isn't what we want all the time. We saw that through 2020. I don't need to be the one to tell you how life is actually different than we want it to be. But with things like this, of people losing money, and I'm not saying lives are changing, but we don't know the true issues that can happen, and we probably won't see them until the next couple months or years of billionaires and people like that getting involved in our news sources. And this isn't a new Marvel idea of that the news is bad. I mean, even C.S. Lewis in the 1930s and 40s was saying that the news is just propaganda. Don't be pessimistic with everything you see, but also don't share every news source like it is the absolute certain truth. But hey, that's just my thought on it. If you enjoyed this video, please throw a like on it. Comment down your thoughts as well. I would love to talk to you guys about it. And subscribe. Liking and subscribing is the best way to show me that you're enjoying these videos. Please follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. It is Alan_Biggers on both. If you want to see a new video, a new one will be out on Tuesday. Again, every Tuesday and Friday right here on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next time. Peace.
Let's go.